Alright, welcome back everyone, it's your Code King Zaf here, covering the brand new leaks for GOTO and SEORIN, and also the brand new weapon that's coming out. We have so much information jam-packed in this video, so let's jump in. Again, I do want to say this is all thanks to Alpha Leaker. It is based on them we're getting these brand new leaks here, so a huge shout out to them. But as you can see, we have new information regarding hunters and weapons coming in the March and April updates. For our hunters, we have GOTO. He is presented currently as a wind elemental unit, okay? So that is locked in. I want to see in the comments what you think about that, because I know a lot of you wanted GOTO to be either dark or water. That would be a bit more fitting for him. Wind, I guess, does make sense, but I mean, he couldn't really fly off the wind and dodge viewers' attacks. So I don't know if wind's too fitting for him. So get in the comments, let me know. But he will be a breaker. That's a surprise. He honestly came off more of a damage dealer in the manhwa, and I'm sure in the anime as well. He'll come off as a, DPS unit per se. So the breaker is a shock, but he will be potentially replacing Woo as a unit, because Woo right now is a breaker. He's not really a damage dealer, and he's not really a buffer. And we can say when it comes to GOTO, he will likely be a hybrid DPS unit like Gogun-hee, logically providing buffs and damage. So he will be replacing that main slot on our win team when it comes to providing damage, breaks, and buffs, just like Gogun-hee. So I do look forward to him. He will make our win team relevant yet again. I cannot wait, because if we jump in, I'll show you. When it comes to our win team, I mean, honestly speaking, we don't really have too many units. If we start from the bottom here, we have Dong So, and although he can remove shields, that's basically all he does. I mean, he's not really the most relevant character in the manhwa as well, so it kind of makes sense in the game. He's pretty useless. We have Woo, a great breaker. He does have, I guess, some buffs in his kit, where he does give us more wind damage, but only when the enemy enters the break state, which is not enough. We need more out of him. His passives in general mostly buff himself, so that's a unit we can't really use on our win teams besides for the break. We have Hansame though. She is a fantastic support unit, giving us a ton of damage throughout all our advancements. That's why she is our best win support. Well, I would say she's basically our only win support. We have Park, but really she doesn't count. And obviously for our DPS units, we have Mirai, who is the main unit we use for DPS in a lot of game modes, but she's missing that, I guess, key piece to making our team fantastic. Just like when it comes to our light team, we do have Cha, who was falling off just like Mirai, but then Gogun-hee came into picture, made our light team so relevant. He is the glue that puts them together. He is just so good in breaks, in damage, and in buffs. Honestly, one of the best units in the game, truly. So that's why we do need the, I guess, Gogun-hee treatment to our win team in the form of GOTO. But going back into the leaks here, you can see we also have SEORIN coming out. She is presented currently as a water elemental unit, and they will be a tank, so it is likely as a tank unit. They will be a breaker as well. I mean, that's the only logical outcome out of them, right? We have Jinwoo right now, and she doesn't really have a place on our water team. Jinwoo can't deal damage. She deals okay break, but she provides us no buffs, and that's why right now, when it comes to our water team, it's honestly just like our win team, not the greatest. I would say there are one team that's on life support. It used to be our fire team, but now they're the best. And now it's the water team that needs a lot of, I guess, factor, needs a lot of juice coming in to make them relevant, because these passives here on Jinwoo, although they buff for damage, she deals no damage right now. They don't buff for breaks too much, and that's her main purpose on that team, to provide breaks. But if you want breaks, honestly, do not summon for Jinwoo. Just use Nam. She's good enough. Her breaks are fantastic. She has freezes as well, so we do not need Jinwoo, and that's why we are desperate for a brand new unit. So I do think SEORIN will take that spot. But going back up here, this is our water team. We have Maylin, and we have Alicia. I think somewhere here though she is. Again, not units we really use, unfortunately, but they're still viable. Once brand new game modes come out that make them relevant, they will be good, trust me. Alicia is what I call a quote-unquote war potential. If you watch Bleach, she does have the potential to be a very OP unit, but again, she doesn't really have any game modes to make her excel right now, besides the workshop in the Vulcan game mode, which we obviously don't care about. So that is one thing we need, a water unit to provide us buffs just like Gogun-hee, and provide us damage and breaks. Again, with our wind and water team, we desperately need the Gogun-hee treatment. But let's go back here. We have the new weapon as well. And sorry everyone, very quick, I almost forgot. If you want a bunch of free codes, make sure you go to the link down below. This is Netmarble's supporter program for solving your eyes. It is 100% free. You press this button right here, then you support us. After you link your account, then you just wait a few hours, then you go to the top right over here, you press the My Page button, then this page will load up, you scroll down, my name should come up, and again a few hours after supporting, you will get unique codes sent to you. These are all the brand new codes for this season. It is a seasonal program, so right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 codes to send, so make sure you support us that way. I can send you essence stones, matte extracts, and more. Do enjoy. It is 100% free, and you're missing out if you don't, but also join our Discord server. That way you can join in on the $100 giveaways we have for supporters. The link is down below as well. Do not miss out. But speaking of miss, a big shout out to HQ Guard. They do not miss. They were the first comment to our last video. So here's your shout out and enjoy that juicy exclusive Discord role. So do not forget to join. We have over 32,000 members. It'll be the DKL's little brother apparently. So it'll be like a support and DPS hybrid weapon, providing damage and support capabilities. Because right now when it comes to, I guess, our DKDs, our Demon King Zaggers, they're fine. Their damage is honestly very good, but we are forced to pair it with what? Our Plum, which is not a problem. We dash and use a skill, but we're missing that bonus factor when it comes to combining two weapons, just like we have right now with Phoenix Soul and the Phantom Fire Demon, where the weapons are built for each other. Same thing with here. We have the Quarterstaff and we have the Foxtail weapon, which is a perfect combination. And again, so we are missing a wind weapon. I mean, we do have the Demon King's longsword, but it doesn't necessarily work, well enough for our daggers to excel. We do get a stun effect, which is very nice, and we do have some pretty good damage overall from the skill here when it comes to the advancements of this weapon, going all the way to A5. That AoE effect, the bonus damage we get, it is a beast of a weapon. Honestly, one of my favorite weapons besides, obviously speaking, this weapon right here. If I can find it, where is it? I think it's all the way to the top. No, everyone knows what I'm going to say. If I can find it, boom, we have the juicy grilled skewer. Again, Netmarble added this weapon just for me, so a big shout out to Netmarble. But going back down here, we do have, I guess, some bonus damage when it comes to Wind Department, but when it comes to Demon King Zaggers, you're better off just using Plum, getting that bonus damage in, instead of using the DKL and summoning for it, just not needed. Just to get a 10% wind damage increase, not enough. The Plum provides us some fantastic bonuses, and I feel like going forward, the devs do want to move away from potentially, don't quote me, I guess global support weapons. They can't do much about the Moonshadow and Grimoire, but they are moving towards more of a meta where each weapon has a main DPS weapon, and it does have a main support weapon to go with it. Previously, for every single weapon, we use Plum all the time, but now, watch this, we have Phoenix Soul and the Phantom Fire Demon, we have the Quarterstaff and the Gold-tailed Fox, so we are moving towards that brand new meta, where the devs do want to introduce new weapons to, I guess, pair with our current weapons to make them viable. So I am looking forward to that, but that kind of just means we have to summon more, which it's obviously hard enough because weapons, the amount of summons we get, I mean, look, for my custom draws, I have 4,500. For my rate-up tickets, we have 3,000, but when it comes to weapons, 926, so a pretty big gap in terms of how many weapon tickets we get for the summon, so we'll see what happens. Right now, based on leaks we have here, I'm honestly a big fan of the direction, but in the comments, still let me know what your thoughts are about the brand units coming out. Are you a fan of SHOUTOUT being a water unit? I think that's fitting of her. It kind of looks like she'd be a water unit. I'm not sure if she'd be a tank per se, but a breaker for sure, and probably a buffer, right? That'll fit her role. And GOTO as well, a wind unit, not really in the cards in my eyes, but the fact that he's a breaker as well is kind of shocking. Just again, like I said earlier, he's more of a DPS unit, right? That's what he kind of seems like, but we'll see. There is one thing I found funny out of his model though. Do you see these right here? They are placed very strangely, right? Is it just me? Am I the only one thinking of what these could be? But anyways, when it comes to GOTO, the fact that he's a breaker doesn't fit his, I guess, aura in the manhwa, though. His aura got cut very short, especially his height, if you know what I'm saying. But when it comes to GOTO, again, we'll see what he's like. I would have preferred him being a dark or a water unit, but we have so many dark units right now, folks. It's just not fitting. I mean, look, we have one here, one here. We have the sisters as well. Boom. We have, yeah, one there as well. And who else do we have here? We have Lim. We have so many, you know, as well. We have too many dark units. We have too many light units. We do not have enough wind and water units. That's why they're next. So do stay tuned for that. Again, for fire too, we have a lot of fire units now. We had back-to-back fire units, which were honestly amazing units. So I do hope we get the same treatment when it comes to our wind and water teams, which I do think that devs will provide. So do stay tuned for that. We have a lot of content headed our way, so do stay tuned. But if you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like, do subscribe, and also make sure you support us for free codes on our Marvel Supporter program. That way, I can send you a bunch of free codes. But on that note, this is your Code King Zaf, signing out.